middle of playing fetch with my son. Today I'm filming a very fun video that I've been wanting to do for a while. We're doing it now. Instagram is going to be choosing the books I read. This is very fun. I love my Instagram community. We have so much fun over there. So I actually already posted the first poll so that we already had a book to choose for the beginning of this video. The poll I did was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, which is like a thriller, versus Daisy Haites. This one was really close, honestly. Kind of had a feeling it was gonna be like that because these are two, I feel like, really popular books that people really enjoy. Daisy Haites won by 4%. Continuing the Magnolia Park series, we have our book right here. However, I was flipping through. I don't like the footnotes in here. Like, it's so weird. Somebody told me that it's easier to read it on the Kindle. So we're probably gonna be reading it on the Kindle because I, like, my brain, if I have to read and then there's a tiny little number next to the word and then I have to go look at the bottom of the page to see somebody's like inner monologue, I don't like that. I don't know why we're doing that because the Magnolia Parks isn't like that, but you know what? I'm not gonna question Miss Hastings. If you don't know what this book is, this is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe and it has to do with Christian and Daisy. They are like side characters in Magnolia Parks. We learn like some about them, but not too much because obviously we're focused on Magnolia and BJ. So I am intrigued to see their story. We're gonna get started. Alright guys, so I've been reading Daisy Haites and I have some mixed opinions. I'm currently on page 62, so I'm not super far into it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's not my favorite. I'm definitely not liking it as much as Magnolia Parks because Magnolia Parks I was just enthralled immediately. Not feeling it with this, but maybe I just need to keep reading. I always say you have to get to at least 100 pages in a book before you judge it. The footnotes thing is only in Daisy's chapters, but it really kind of bothers me. I don't like it, but it's whatever. I've been like low-key reading it more on the Kindle just because it's easier. We get Daisy, Christian, and then Julian, who is Daisy's brother. We get all of their points of view. I didn't know we were gonna get Julian's point of view, but I'm here for it. Hey, you know, like, okay. It's also in the same timeline as the first Magnolia Parks book. We're seeing things that were told in the first book, but it doesn't feel repetitive because you're seeing things from, like, obviously Daisy, Julian, and Christian's point of view. In Magnolia Parks, we don't really get much insight on their characters, like their background. Christian we kind of do, but not really at all Daisy and Julian. This is all new info. Julian is like a gang lord. And Daisy is just like this beloved girl that all of the guys just fawn after. Miss Jessa Hastings kind of confuses me with her writing, but I think it's because I'm not British, because a lot of like the words and like the way that they phrase things confuses me, but I think it's just like a British thing. Or I'm just stupid. I don't know. Slay. I finished Daisy Haites. I went through and tabbed all my favorite quotes because I mostly read on the Kindle. I ended up rating it a 4 stars. I really ended up enjoying it once I got into it. The beginning was kind of slow for me. I also just think it's because I really love Magnolia and BJ, so it was hard for me to read about different characters, but once I got into the book, I really started to enjoy it. I definitely really like Julian's character. That is Daisy's brother. character. He is one of the people that you get the point of view of. His love for Daisy is just so wholesome. They care so much about each other. I just love when you see like that sibling love for each other, because I feel like a lot of the times in books, siblings hate each other or haven't spoken to each other in years, and it's just like, okay. This is the same timeline as the first Magnolia Parks book. It doesn't feel repetitive because Daisy and Julian have a completely different life outside of Magnolia and BJ's friend group. The only time you really see insight on them is through Christian, and you do see some scenes that you get in Magnolia Parks, but they're from Christian's point of view, which is interesting because if you've read Magnolia Parks, you know Christian is involved in a lot of drama, so it was kind of interesting to see things from his perspective. This book definitely ended off on a cliffhanger. You see something happen with Daisy and Julian that I'm sure we will figure more about, we will figure out more about, yes, in the next Daisy Haites book. But at the very end of this, you get like a little glimpse of what Magnolia is doing. It was very interesting, and I'm super excited for the next book. Christian and Daisy's relationship is so much healthier in this book. It's still not great by any means, but it's definitely better than Magnolia and BJ. But I still feel like I have more of a connection with Magnolia and BJ. That's why I had to give this a 4 stars. It was really good. I did really enjoy it, but I just didn't feel that same connection that I did with the Magnolia Parks characters. Now we're going to go jump into our next book. I have my next 2 books to post on a poll from you guys on my Instagram, and they're actually 2 books that are on my May TBR, so yay. This video is a great way to get through my TBR. First, we have King of Pride by Anna Huang. This is her newest release. It's the 2nd book in the Kings of Sins series. I've read the entire Twisted series. I read King of Wrath. I thought it was pretty good, so that's one of the options. The other option is a very popular book that I've literally seen everywhere, and I have to jump on the train. Y'all already know this. The Serpent at the Wings at Night. Yeah, this is the other book. This one is pretty long, I think. I've heard such great things. I just have a very strong feeling this one is gonna be the one that's chosen, but let's post the poll and see what you guys think. Hey everyone! It is the next day, and I'm about to go see what the results were for our poll. Alright, so The Serpent in the Wings of Night, as I predicted, won by a long shot. Yeah, way more of you were like, bitch, you better read The Serpent of the Wings at Night right now. So in conclusion, that will be our next read. Let's pull it off the TBR shelf. Very excited to see what all the hype's about. Some people say it's similar to ACOTAR, but I've also heard some people say that that's a complete lie. I know there's vampires. That's awesome. Let's get into it. Hey everyone. I know, jump scare. I have no eyelashes. I'm giving my lashes a little break until my trip, just to let them breathe, you know? Okay, and now my battery's about to die. I'm literally this close. Okay, we're here, we're back, we're ready to go. So I got through quite a bit of this yesterday. I'm now on page 187, but I just started part 4, The Half Moon. I basically got a better understanding of this book now, so I'll give you the rundown. I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy romance. We haven't got to the romance yet, but I think we've met our love interest. But this is about Araya. She is a human living in a vampire world. She was basically saved by the king Haites. Okay, I need to figure out how to pronounce this shit. Oh, Carissa Broadbent tells you how to pronounce everything on her Instagram. BRB. I'm gonna mispronounce these again after watching this. Okay, now that we just did a little study sesh with Miss Carissa Broadbent. So the main character's name is Araya. She's a human living in a vampire world. She was rescued by the Haites. Is that what she said? Yes. king. I haven't got to a part where we really know what happened to her real family. I don't know if we figure that out, but at the beginning you don't figure that out. All you'd know is he rescued her, and so she is like his human, and none of the other vampires can touch her. So she's really special, except obviously they all want to kill her because she's a human and they want to eat her, you know what I mean? So there are these trials that happen in Sivernage, which is city or whatever the hell. There are these trials that happen like every century, I think. It's not like every century, it's kind of confusing. I'm pretty sure the vampire queen Nyaxia just picks whenever these competitions happen. There is these trials called the Kajari, and a bunch of vampires, humans can enter too, but it's kind of like stupid if they do because vampires are obviously a lot stronger. They have these trials every 100 or so years, or whenever Nyaxia feels like it. And Vincent, the Haites king, is the one who won the trials last time. Only one person can win because everyone else is killed. But he's basically trained Araya her entire life to enter these trials, and she is now 20 years old, I think, and she's entering these trials. Whoever wins gets one wish of whatever they want granted by goddess Nyaxia. So basically, like, Vincent is her father slash mentor, and she enters these competitions, and that's where she meets Rain, which is the love interest in this book. He's actually a different kind of vampire. He's not a Haites, he's a Retian vampire, which their wings look different or something, I think. You find out more about him. I don't want to give away anything, but I really like his character so far, and I really like Araya's character too. She's very like strong, like you can tell she's an independent, strong character. She has a lot of insecurities, but she doesn't ever show them. Rain also has a friend, Misha. I like her too. She's very bubbly, like very like happy, bubbly, and we love that. I'm really liking this book so far. I like when the plot is easy to understand. Like you can tell that I know what I'm talking about. I just didn't know the pronunciation, but I know what I'm talking about. And a lot of the time with fantasy, I feel like I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but I could explain this to you, which is why I like it, because I can explain it to you and maybe you're sitting there like, what the hell? Girl, I didn't get a word of what you just said. Come again? People compare this to ACOTAR. I don't think it's like ACOTAR. I think the like trials maybe like ACOTAR. I don't know why people compare it. I'm like, let's just stop comparing things. But this is really good. I'm really loving it. Dude, oh my gosh. I'm literally loving this. I haven't got this like feeling while I'm reading a fantasy book since ACOTAR. Well, no, I definitely felt like this during Six of Crows too. Oh my god, this shit is so crazy. Why am I tearing up? Stop. I have chills. I'm getting chills. On part 5. All my tears getting on the page. Don't mind me literally bawling my eyes out. My eyes are so red because I've been crying, making me feel so many emotions. I just finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This was so freaking good. I read this so fast. First of all, I read most of it today, like more than half of it today. I literally just spent my Sunday reading this and it was totally worth it. I ended up giving this a 4.5 stars, which the reason it wasn't a 5 stars was the end for me. There was just something that Rain did at the end that just felt very manipulative. It's just kind of like blown past. I don't know, maybe I'm just reading into it wrong, but I just wasn't a huge fan of the way it ended. I feel like I expected it to go differently, but maybe the next book makes up for it. I don't know, but it's a 4.5 stars nonetheless. And I definitely recommend this to anyone if you love fantasy. I freaking love this. I am so excited to read the novella and the next book. I'm really happy I read this because I have been struggling to get back into fantasy. I've been reading a lot of romance. On to the next book. Okay, so I put my entire summer TBR on this shelf right here, and I think we should pick our next 2 books. Do we put Miss Magnolia Parks on there even though I just read the first Daisy Hates at the beginning of this video? Maybe. Maybe. Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. I've been wanting to read this. Okay, we've got 2 really thick books to pick from. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go make the little story and I will be back when I have the results. Okay, the results of the poll are in and I'm sure you can already guess which one won. Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. So we are continuing the Magnolia Park series in this video. That's what you guys wanted me to do. So you ask and I will provide. You guys are really, I think, trying to kill me. The emotional roller coaster I went on with The Serpent and the Wings of Night was something. I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to be ready because we're reading it. So here we go. Hey guys, so it's the next day. I have been reading Magnolia Parks this morning and I'm only on page 50, but it's because I've literally been tabbing, you can literally see, tabbing and underlining on every single page. So it's taken me twice as long to read. I wanted to fully annotate this one just like I did with the first Magnolia Parks book, and so I have my little annotating guide. They're so funny. Like, it's literally reality TV, but in a book. I'm not even kidding you. I got off work not too long ago. I've been reading Magnolia Parks. We're definitely getting somewhere, but I have my Magnolia Parks shirt on. I just got it in the mail from Enlightened Soul Co. on Instagram. So the front just says The Long Way Home, and then the back has a bunch of Magnolia Parks quotes on it, and literally so cute. And then the other one I got says, I love Lauren Hale. Because I do. Very much a Lauren Hale stan. I'm wearing this shirt, channeling my inner Magnolia Parks. I have like mixed feelings on it so far. I'm feeling like it's kind of boring a little bit. There's not too much going on yet. It just kind of feels very like slow. I need some action in there, you know what I mean? It's a pretty long book. It's over like 500 pages. So obviously there's probably gonna be a lot of stuff happening later in the book. So I'm just gonna keep reading, see where we get. It's been a very long time since I recorded. Actually, it probably hasn't, but I kind of feel like it has. I'm wearing my I Love Lauren Hale shirt. I also stained it. We love that. So I am definitely more than halfway. I'm on page 374, so yeah. I'm definitely nearing the end. My current thoughts, I'm kind of having mixed feelings. I don't know. I feel like it's just not hitting as hard. Like there's definitely moments, but it just kind of feels like very repetitive. Like I just want to see BJ Magnolia figure it out. Like, and there's not a lot I can say without spoiling anything for people because this is the third book in the series. This one's just definitely much deeper than the first one. It's dealing with a lot of heavy topics. I think it's definitely diving more into why Magnolia and BJ are the way they are. The issue with these books is that there's not really a plot. There is in a sense, but it's really more like you're just following the characters and their day-to-day life. So if you're looking for a book with heavy plot, the series is definitely not for you. This is definitely a series for people who just love books that are more character driven. Magnolia and BJ are just so immature. They're doing good for like 4 pages and then everything goes to shit again. You guys are literally like 24 and 25 years old. Like, it's time to grow up. But then there's also times where I'm like, okay, you guys are British elite, so you literally have no sense of reality. There is someone in this book, and I'm not gonna say who because it would probably be a spoiler, but there is someone in this book that I am very much loving Magnolia with, and I wish she would be with him instead of wasting her time on BJ and doing this shit over and over again. I think we're gonna grind this out, finish this book, and see how it ends, because everyone says the ending is like super sad, and I don't know what to expect, honestly. I don't know what to expect from these characters. These characters are very unpredictable. I don't know what they're gonna do next. Oh my fucking god, bro. I don't know if I want to flip the page. Oh my god, what in the hell? Oh no, there's no way. There's no way this shit's real. There's no way this is happening. That's it? That's it? What? 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 Literally, what just happened? Like, my heart just literally broke. And the thing is that what happened at the end of this book, thought about while I was reading this book. Like, in the middle of the book, I thought about this incident happening, but I didn't actually think it was gonna take place. So the fact that that really did actually happen at the end of the book, I'm like, I need the next one immediately. I also need to read the next Daisy Haites because there's something else at the end of the book that happens that I'm just like, what? I rated Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home a 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed this. It was really good. I don't think it needed to be necessarily as long as it was. I think a lot of things maybe could have been left out. It's not 5 stars because Magnolia and BJ just really pissed me off. At the end of this book, there is kind of like happy ending sort of for them two specifically, but I just don't see it lasting because it never has. Got a lot of trust issues with them two. The only reason it's knocked down by half a star is because of the immaturity. Is aggravating sometimes, even though that's just how they are. You know, that's how they are. I'm on the 3rd book in the series. Like, you know, I know how this is gonna go. Still just really aggravating. I'm so excited for the next Magnolia Parks book because I need to know what happens. But we have finally reached the end of this video and I read 3 great books with you guys. We'll just do a little overview of what we read. The first book I read in this video was Daisy Haites and I gave this a 4 stars. This was the first book going into Daisy and Christian's story, and also you learn a little bit more about Julian, Daisy's brother, as well. And I did enjoy this, definitely not as much as Magnolia Parks. I still thought it was really good and I'm definitely still gonna be reading the other Daisy Haites books. Then we read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which I gave a 4 stars. I did really enjoy this. I highly recommend this if you're a fantasy lover. I don't think it's comparable to ACOTAR. I think that's a little, I think people are exaggerating when they say that. I don't really think it's anything like ACOTAR. To each their own, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed this and I'm super excited for the second book. And then obviously we just finished Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, which was a 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed this. Loved Magnolia and BJ's story. This book was very deep. It hit very hard. There was a lot of very heavy topics in it. Broke my heart a little bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any content from me. And don't forget to follow my Instagram as well so you can participate the next time I do something like this. I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.